Alright guys, this message is going to be for my Geminis out there, or Gemini cross watcher. Thank you guys for being here with me today. You can reverse this if you need to. I think I'm going to title yours Circles. And the reason is because I feel like ultimately where we're ending up when it comes to a connection between you and another is we're going in circles. And the reason we're going in circles is because I feel like someone here has a very hard time dealing with some sort of an emotional change or emotional loss, or an emotional scarcity, something like that. It's like whoever this is, I don't know if they have a hard time dealing with their own emotions, addressing, I don't know what this is. They're going through something, unless they lose somebody. I don't know, they might be in the middle of losing someone, or someone's sick, or someone may have passed or passes, and then I don't know who this is. It could be a friend of yours, it could be a partner of yours, a family member, I mean anybody, somebody from work. And the thing is, why we'll end up going in circles is because sometimes we can get stuck on a loop of pain where we just can't let someone in after we experience something painful, and therefore we, on the outside of that, if it's depending on how we care for the person too, we don't want them to stay in that mindset and in that emotional place. So we want them to open up, we want them to let us in, we want to be able to help. So then we try to help, we try to offer our support, we try to do whatever we can to be there for that person, and they may let us in a little bit, but ultimately there's something there that may even stem actually from a long time ago, but whatever is out here that's happening now ends up triggering it. But really what it is it's something from a while ago that makes it to where they really shut down. I feel like someone here shuts down emotionally, and I mean, I know this isn't for everybody, but whoever we're dealing with here really shuts down emotionally, where they can only focus on whatever it is happening at hand, which I totally relate. I'm not judging this person, like I totally get it. And yes, whatever it is, whatever emotional pain it's bringing up, and whatever the loss is, and all that, it can seem like the end of the world. But it's not that this person really can't handle things. No, they might be very strong. I'm telling you, it's actually stemming from something from before. And these things that happen now are like very hard to deal with, and it's because there's something that it really reminds me of Taurus's message just now. You might want to watch Taurus's message, except for I don't feel like this is someone who's running from emotions. It's just that there's been no closure in some way. There's been like a type of not having closure when it comes to something, or not seeing something actualized that they really wanted to. And so therefore there's this side of them that really shuts down and just has a hard time moving past something, or opening up, or letting another in all the way. And that can leave another person feeling like, are you ever gonna like let me in? Are you ever going to let me back in? Are you ever going to let me help? Something, I don't know. It's almost like you have a person here who really does love someone here. Could be romantic, that's really what I feel, but it could also be in the sense of friendship, family, things like that. And it's like, I want to make this work, or I want to be there for you. I really want to see you happy. And it's not that the person themselves doesn't want to be happy. There may be therapy that's needed here. There's nothing wrong with therapy. I mean, some people are against it, actually. I know people who are against therapy. Fine, that's them. They can be against therapy, but you can have different types of therapy. You don't gotta go to a doctor, I mean, I'm not against that, though. I think therapy is important. I think it's very important. You don't have to go to a doctor. Some people don't want that. You can do nature therapy. You can do journaling therapy. You can do swim therapy. You can do lots of different types of therapy are available out there now. Yoga, dance therapy. I mean, there's different types of therapy. We just have to find which one fits us, you know? And I do think this person could benefit from getting therapy. The thing is, maybe they don't have the resources for the therapy. Maybe they don't have resources, as in maybe they don't have the time. Let's say nature therapy, but it's like, well, it's free. They could just go out there and whatever. And it's like, how do you know that? Like, when it comes to, for me as an example, I'm busy, like, constantly. You know, if it's not being a mom and then being a daughter and then trying to do my own thing and then build my own business and career. And it's like, at the end of the day, I have no time, you know? And so, not all of us have the time to allot an hour in a day to spend on balancing ourselves and getting this there. I feel like someone could benefit from therapy. The thing is, do they have the luxury or the time or the resources in order to receive the type of therapy that they could benefit from? I don't really know. This is someone who gets disappointed a lot by life. I gotta tell you, I feel like this, and I relate. I understand. I mean, I see why you care for this person or why you deeply love them, but it's like constant disappointment. Like, they climb, no sooner do they climb, and they're climbing and they're climbing and they're winning, and then they're fucking knocked back down. This person could be a life path 5 or a 14, could be specific. You know, yeah, constantly changing, can never get too comfortable with anything, and so it's very hard for this person to open up or let anyone in deeply on that type of level. This could also be you, and it could be reversed. And what happens is it ends up making the connection feel like we're going in circles. We can't really move forward here. Where is this really going? Is this even going to go anywhere? Because this person tends to be negative. But I mean, to be fair to this person, of course they do, because no sooner do they get something and it's taken away, or no sooner are they happy and excited about something that's working out and then something happens, you know? I get it. Like, so someone's had a lot of shit happen, you know? They're constantly rebirthing. I totally relate to that. Like, I relate to this person. If this is you, I relate to you. And I get where it can be hard to let people too close to you. You know, it can be hard to let people in or even open up and tell them what you're emotionally going through or whatever, because not only are you used to constant change, but you're used to constant betrayal. So it's like, what do you want from me? You know? Like, my mom, I was trying to talk about this the other day, but I have a really short attention span, and so I kept forgetting what I was trying to say, but I remember now. Hopefully I'll continue to remember. One of the things my mom tells me is the first week that they adopted me, the first week I was staying with them before the adoption was final, I cried almost the whole fucking day for an entire week. They thought something was wrong with me, that I had like colic or whatever you call that shit, because I kept crying so much. Like, nothing could console me, not rocking me, not not music, not anything, not smiling at me. I was very, very upset. My mom said it was really rough. It was a rough week because I didn't get a lot of sleep and I was just never happy. And you know, but yeah, clearly, because I was constantly being tossed around, and it wasn't their fault. They took me in, but you know, my biologicals tossed me around, and I went from here to there to here to there, and then my grandparents had me a little bit, and God knows what I saw when I was with my mother or my incubator and my sperm donor. God knows what they did. God knows what I saw, what happened, you know, considering the lives they led. God knows what's happened to me. There was one point I was kidnapped. I've talked about that before. I literally talked about it when I went on my last vacation to Louisiana. My mom talked about it, actually. The mom who adopted me, talked about what happened. Anyways, I've experienced a lot of shit, and so I can see why a person is constantly, or who is constantly disappointed in life, and who no sooner gets comfortable, has a hard time accepting someone who wants to be there or whatever. It's like, why? Or a hard time just letting someone in. I mean, you want to, and then there's moments you really do, but then you retreat and you pull away, and it never really moves forward, because it's like, I'm just waiting on the other fucking shoe to drop is really what it is, you know? Say I'm negative all day, but I'm trained. Okay. Expect the worst, hope for the best type thing. I've mentioned that before. You never quite know when something's going to happen. people tend to think this type of person can be very negative, but it's like you have to also understand what this person's gone through. And I get that, you know. I feel like this person, if they haven't lost something recently, they're about to lose something again, or have an emotional distance from it, something that's very important to them, or someone, and that's gonna fuck this person up. I'm gonna tell you right now, if it's not already, gonna fuck them up. And they could be preparing for a loss. They could be preparing for it. Maybe it's something they know, whether it's actually losing a person physically in this planet, like due to passing, or they they end up missing someone or something, or it's just a lot of pain. I'm telling you right now, like this person, if they could really open up, can you imagine the type of people this person could help? Because they understand loss. We all lose. We all understand this. The thing is, a lot of us don't want to talk about it because we want to run from it and we want to focus on everything else. But this is a very important place to be. It's pivotal. Pain is a very important thing to feel and to experience instead of running from it, which is what I covered in Taurus. If somebody was running from a specific, like a major pain. Major Pain? Is that a movie? Something to do with major pain? I need to go check on my grandma. Hold on 1 second. Major Pain. Oh, Payne? That is a movie. That's a comedy? Benson Payne, Damon Wayans, lives, breathes, and sleeps war. But after being honorably discharged from the Marines due to a lack of wars, Payne, the natural-born killer, has absolutely no idea how to cope in everyday civilian life. This person has no idea how to cope in everyday life. They really fucking don't. They don't know how to cope maybe in relationships. If it's not life, they don't know how to cope in relationships. That's why they stay out of them. This is, whoever this is, they don't know how to cope in a certain specific area. And this is why. Because they're used to war, they're used to destruction, they're used to pain, they're used to loss, and they're used to fucking disheartening things happening. They're used to betrayal. They always have to sleep with one eye open. Can never get too comfortable. It's like driving. This person's basically living their life driving 24/7, but emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, all the things. Why do I say that? Because when you're driving, you can never relax unless somebody's driving for you, and even then, you better be careful. How do you trust them to watch the road? When you're driving, I try to tell my daughter this because she's a new driver. I'm like, don't ever fucking get comfortable. I don't care if you've been driving for 50 years. Don't ever get comfortable when you're on the road. You're in a weapon. You're literally in a weapon. And so it doesn't matter how well you feel behind the wheel and how well you got to watch for other people. You got to watch for deer. You got to watch for this and that and shit flying off people's vehicles, animals and people crossing the road. You got to watch for everything. Weather. So yeah, hold on. Payne finds his way back into a military capacity at Madison Preparatory School, leading a group of misfit JROTC students who don't want to be led. Whipping these kids into shape might be his toughest battle yet. See what I'm saying? Something tough is about to come for someone. If it hasn't already, it's like the toughest thing they've ever had to endure. And it's like, but it's giving them something. This person has a really hard, somebody here has a very hard time accepting a certain type of love because to them it either isn't real, doesn't exist, or it's all temporary. So what's the fucking point? You know what I mean? They prefer probably dead flowers over picked flowers that are sent to them in a nice little vase. They prefer them to already be dead because they last longer. I like that personally. That's why I said it. And this is how this person would be. You know, when you hang flowers upside down and you let them dry out, they're so much more prettier to me. And they last forever because they're already dead, but they were preserved in a certain way that you can still enjoy them instead of watching them slowly rot and die. Like, what the fuck is that? That's fucking crazy to me. I mean, yes, they're beautiful when they're full of life and shit, but as soon as they're cut, you better turn them upside down, dry them out, and then put them in a vase. Then you don't have to worry about the water getting old and changing the food. They just stay there forever. And if you don't fuck with them, then they don't fall off and crumble and hit the ground. They just stay perfectly preserved. I love dead flowers. I prefer dead flowers over living, freshly cut flowers. I mean, I can't just stand to sit there and watch them fucking die. Like, the fuck is that? That's awful. The hell? And that's supposed to make me happy for a minute? Like, what the? Go ahead and give me something that will make me happy every time I look at it. I don't know. I don't know. I look at a dried out rose and it reminds me of a tombstone. It's something where you can still visit, you can still, you know, the presence, the energy is still there, but you don't have to sit there and watch them die constantly. Like, that's awful, you know? Whereas a living being, you know what's coming eventually, and it's like, oh, it's just so exciting, but I don't want to get too excited because eventually, like, you know, I mean, I totally fucking get it. Like, I get this person. So this person, Peyton, whatever. This person is, they've experienced major pain. I think a lot of us, we've all experienced pain, but I'm telling you, this person on a whole different level. They literally probably came here to change. So you're either dealing with, like, someone here could be highly connected to a Scorpio and Aries. Aries come here anyway to forge a new path. That's what we do. So wouldn't surprise me if this is an Aries or a Scorpio. Anyone who deals with major, or they got it somewhere around them. Major death, major endings, lots of death, connection to death, NDEs, near-death experiences, death, rebirth, phoenix rising from the ashes, loss. Oh, I'm happy for a minute, loss again. You know what I mean? It's just this, or a number 5, or an 8, a life path 8 or a 5. Yeah, I'll fuck you up every time. I'll tell you right now, I'm a 14, which means I'm a 5. I'm also a life path 8. Totally get this person. Whoever this person is for you, super relate. If this is you, boy, do I get you. And it's, I mean, you know, you get to a place where you're kind of like, whatever. But, like, it's very hard to connect in some way, to, like, connect with friends. It's hard to connect in love, even, or in family. I mean, depending, because everybody's different what it is. But there are certain relationships that are very hard for us to connect to because we know what's fucking coming. And it's just like, what do you want from me? And it's like, well, let me help you. And it's like, help me with what? Like, this is my purpose. I came here to do this. So I, like, kind of have to go through it. So what can you help me with? I'd like you to. In fact, would you like to take my lessons for me? That'd be great. You want to take this next one for me? But you can't, though, see, because I have to do it. So, like, you know, so you get to a place where it's like, what all can you get? What can you do? You know? This person's got a lot of pain, and there's something big coming, or they're currently experiencing. It's a major change. I'm telling you, it's a major loss, and it's going to be extremely painful. If they know it, they expect it, they anticipate it. I feel like they do. And you're going to just be there for that person, knowing, meanwhile, you can't change their circumstances. This is something they have to endure, and something they have to go through, or something they've gone through in the past. I'm telling you, fuck this person up, okay? Like, fucked them up. Yeah. I'm not saying they're shaken in a corner and they have, like, really bad trigger issues, you know, like, things trigger them really easily. I don't feel that. I just feel like they're like, oh, this is like, this person's really in Saturnian energy. Have you ever met a Saturnian? Like, a person who operates, it's like they basically spat right out of Saturn. Have you ever met a person like that? I'll give you a good example of a Saturnian, then you'll see what I mean. Okay, hold on. Sopar. I want to spell this right. Okay, look up on YouTube. I've already posted one of these songs before of theirs, but the band's name, or the person's name who sings, is Sopor Adernus, Aeternus. Sopor Adernus. I'm probably saying that wrong. I posted one not long ago, a couple months ago, on here. Two of my favorite songs from them are, hold on, I'm pretty sure they don't even sing live. They don't do lives. I don't know, don't hold me on that. Ender Palastra and Beautiful. And you can look up the instrumentals as well. I prefer actually the instrumentals without the lyrics. I like them both. But Ender Palastra instrumental, or with the lyrics, or you can look up Beautiful. So Soporaeternus. That is a Saturnian, okay? You'll see what I mean. Pain. This person that you love, however you love them, however you know them, family, friend, lover, whatever, ex, interest, love interest, this is someone who's been through a lot of pain, and they came to this planet to do some ugly work, some pretty deep fucked up work that people don't want to do. They came for that reason, and they're very different. They're like an alien here, really, genuinely. They're not your average person, you'll notice. All right, thank you guys for being here with me, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.